I'm not here for the 20-second soundbite. You know, I'm here for your story.
We want to know how this stuff is impacting the people that live here. You know, we want their story. Now, we're going to get that.
We're the First Amendment. That's like we're part of the Fourth Estate. So that's an important responsibility.
Well, it has been our commitment for 75 years now, not just to bring you the stories that matter, but sharing your struggles.
And the talented journalist in front of and behind the camera were your eyes and ears through it all. WDSU anchor Randy Russo takes you behind the lens tonight.
Watch out for the H. Watch the H on the screen. This may be the area that they're going to fire into.
January 7th, 1973. A sniper perched atop the Howard Johnson Hotel in New Orleans, the site of a shooting rampage captivating the country. As the real-life terror scene unfolded, Arnie Bourgeois was at work behind the scenes at WDSU, getting that film from cameras into television sets.
They needed a photographer, and particularly they didn't have any black photographers. I was a rarity. I was an anomaly.
The Vietnam veteran had served in the Air Force, and when he joined the ranks at WDSU, leaned on his real-life combat experience, starting in engineering to quickly navigating neighborhoods as a photographer.
One of the things that got my attention, and I was involved in, it almost got me killed, the drug wars. Just trying to stop that insanity with the crack cocaine came into existence.
Growing up in the Carrollton neighborhood, Bourgeois saw both personally and professionally how drugs were impacting the community that he served.
71% of the murders in New Orleans this year have been drug-related.
We were covering drug dealers. You know, we were doing the stories, and we would look cuckoo, but we would go into areas, you know, reporters wouldn't go. No, I worked with Iris Kelso. She did the politics, and she was really good. Iris was just good with connecting with people, particularly in the black community, because people would, you know, they trusted her, so they would bring her, you know, give her stories.
The Arnie Bourgeois, Dominic Martin, Hubie Vigru, J.B. Ratto, they knew more of the people in the city than a lot of the reporters did.
When Heath Allen began his run at WDSU in the early 90s, the crime wave was gripping New Orleans.
Those years, you know, people talk about how there's violence in the city of New Orleans. Those were the years when we were the murder capital of America. Those were the years when there was 400 murders in the city of New Orleans. But there were times I remember, you know, coming back with a bullet hole in the car, and we didn't even know that we'd been shot at.
There was growing concern from both outside and within the New Orleans Police Department.
They brought in Richard Pennington, the chief, who came in and kind of turned things around at that point. But everybody was concerned about the future of this city at that point because it was not safe to walk the streets, and you had a lot of corruption in the police department.
However, one of the most pivotal moments for our reporters and photographers, Hurricane Katrina.
It's like a brand, yeah, it's like a mark. You can't get rid of it. It's going to be with you forever.
Tom, let's get the heck out of here!
Heath Allen and photojournalist Tom Fitzgerald rode out the storm as floodwaters inundated St. Bernard Parish. The pair missing for days.
Tom Fitzgerald and I did Katrina together. Through the whole thing, it's a man that never complained. He was the point of the tip end of the spear and just did this incredible photography under the worst circumstances. Our car was going underwater, and Tom realized he left all his tape in the car. Tom said, in the middle of the storm, wind's blowing everywhere, water's rising, 3 feet deep everywhere. He goes, I gotta go move the car. I gotta go move. Don't move the car. It was floating away. He got in the back of the car and grabbed a box of tape, or there would not be a picture of Katrina.
The station stayed on the air continuously, using Hearst sister stations as hubs to get information out to people who evacuated and their families.
It tested us as human beings. It tested us as journalists. It tested our courage. It tested our determination to stick with it, because as you know, we had a sense that this is the end of the world for us.
Notable faces like Norman Robinson not only telling the story, but living it in the months and years to follow.
As journalists, we started demanding answers. Remember?
Yes.
We were the people's champions. For the first time in my life, I think I felt like a real public servant.
From the floodwaters, the hot seat was born. The station would go on to cover other natural disasters like the earthquake in Haiti.
This tent city is one of hundreds just like it, right in the middle of Port-au-Prince. Citizen soldiers, the last Louisiana National Guard units.
And man-made conflicts as we followed our local troops overseas.
We went there and we talked to soldiers who were on the ground in the mountains of Afghanistan, and we came back and talked to their families. The impact of, when a man or woman is serving over here, the whole family deploys.
The heart of the story, told through the heart of our journalists, getting to the heart of Louisiana.
You're looking terrific.
I can't help that.
To me, that is the duty of the business that you're in, I was in, is to communicate that to the people, how we're alike and not how different we are.
This place has a footprint you can't measure. But you know what? The national impact starts one person at a time, one person at a time. That's how the impact begins, and that's why this station has always been successful.
Randy Russo, WDSU News.
Another one of those moments these men were actively a part of was our Children's Miracle Network telethons. For years, WDSU partnered with Children's to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to help pediatric patients and their families.
Dare I say millions of dollars. Heath Allen also has a room there dedicated in his honor for all of the personal time he spent singing and meeting with kids and their families.